beneficial. This time, BDS do not want to try that anymore. They want to go for something that gives Adam some agency, and with the Maokai replacing the Renekton ban on the side of PSG, they're going to first pick the Renekton.
Yep, grabbing that one up here for Adam. People always get mad that it's not gods, it's gourds, but we're happy with the gourds. We'll take the R snuck in there. And I think Adam's Renekton has been pretty good, so happy to see him with a little bit higher lane agency champion.
Yeah, something you can have a bit more emphasis on, something that Sheo can also go up to as well. We've seen Sheo kind of obviously leaning very heavily onto the Sejuani. When you have a Sejuani with that passive and you obviously want to try and get that CC down, the Renekton is a perfect combination, so I want to see them really try and lock that in if they can. Rell gets locked in here for Woody, you would imagine, as we haven't really seen many junglers, if any at all, to be honest with you, going for the jungle Rell anymore. It does feel like it is definitely a solid support pick for the moment, but now the Kaisa locked in again. BDS will have an opportunity to kind of pick into something, but again, like, you're branding. I feel like the prep from PSG has been so solid because they really do feel like, especially in the bot side, they're kind of going, cool, the Kaisa's never going to be in any real danger, and we can just kind of, you know, let you pick whatever the hell you want outside of the Xayah. Yeah, and I expect if they do not take Crownie's champion here in this 2-3 phase, that PSG will yet again ban the Kalista. So, of course, BDS on the same page, picking up the Kalista before it can get to that phase 2 bans here. We'll probably go support as well. We'll see if they want to go the Recon, or maybe they'll just hold support in case they see another nice Taric angle. But the Jace for Maple was very, very good, so maybe they just combo the Jace early on and continue that kind of poke core. You do not have the Maokai to set it up. And Maokai Jace, I cannot overstate how annoying and obnoxious that is when you're trying to set up around objectives. You get slowed into the Shock Blast. We'll see if they want to go, because they have the tools there already a little bit. And it does feel like as well, though, for BDS, if they do want to go for that Jace, it would mean that you're very AD reliant, and you're looking at things like a Rell, maybe even a Poppy. They will have a very easy time just building up those resistances and coming into those mid-game team fights. Very, very hard for a Kalista to try and burn them down as quick as she would probably like, but for now, the Nautilus gets locked in here for BDS, and the Poppy gets locked in as well for Azhi. So PSG, they're building to kind of just, you know, almost have a front to back themselves this time. This looks like a matched lanes situation. Of course, technically, a lot of these can be flexed. You can see Rell go jungle. Like you said, Poppy can go jungle as well. Technically, you can see these kinds of things, but most likely this is bot and tops matched, which means we are going to have some bans eating into both champion pools at the same time, potentially. And I gotta say, I wonder what they're gonna do about the Azir from Nuke. We saw that it was pretty good, still managed to outplay it and deal with it largely fine, so they might not think it's worth the ban this time around. Yeah, they might think to themselves, look, it's fine as long as we have like things to answer to, and I feel like the Kaisa was great. The Jace did its job in the laning phase, and then the Kaisa was able to assassinate him pretty much on the back of every single fight. So right now, just kind of targeting that champ pool. Ooh, interesting. So they believe that's going to be JunJia on the Poppy in the jungle for PSG. They don't believe that the Renekton's going to be going into that matchup themselves. So PSG maybe having a little bit of smoke and mirrors here with a couple of the picks. Yeah, I wonder if the Sejuani ban was at all maybe an indication that actually they have their jungler picked already. True. Because otherwise you could maybe leave the Sejuani up and first pick that in R4. Again, the Sheo Ivern taken away. Sorry, sir. What else do you have with the 2 tanks gone and the Ivern plucked off the table? We've seen Sheo, I think, play Rell a little bit this tournament, though do not have the best performance on it. And won't be able to get that either. Yeah. It's we're going down the rabbit hole and stuff. And the funny thing is, I get a couple of junglers still there, but does Sheo play them? That's the big question. Yeah, the AD bruisers that are kind of the follow-up to the tanks are still available. We've seen some Vi, we've seen some Lee Sin, we've seen different things. Wukong, yeah, they're still playing that. So there are options. We'll just have to see what Sheo wants to go here now that his priority ones are at least pinched a little bit. Well, the last ban coming out from BDS was the LeBlanc, so they were trying to cover a couple of different options. I do like the Cassante ban coming out here, just to kind of make sure Adam doesn't have just a neutral lane. And Azhi maybe feeling confident to go for something a little bit more aggressive. And I mean, honestly, Poppy Jax going into that top side, that is a scary 2v2. Even a 2v in a 3v2, I'd still kind of say maybe, you know, the Jax and the Poppy will come out on top. Yeah, this is a interesting matchup here. We'll see actually if they're going to end up going to Taliyah jungle to flex in some AP here a little bit to get some more damage and setup. Taliyah Jace maybe? Could also just be Nuke's Taliyah. We've seen a lot of mid Taliyah as well. Well, you called it. If this gets locked in, it is. Okay, so we're getting ourselves the Taliyah jungle for Sheo and then the Syndra in mid lane. So I feel like BDS would have really liked to have been able to see what the mid lane picked before they tried to try and flex this one around, but it is unfortunately the way that the blue side goes. And now PSG, you full information of what they're trying to go for here on BDS. How do you respond? I mean, Maple,
That is an option, but that is very short-range composition.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, you're killing champions because you ain't sieging turrets.
No, all right, we're doing it. PSG saw that last game. They agreed it was Bedge. Yeah. They want some wokage. They're slamming this all melee composition effectively. I mean, you do have a little bit
watch
of
it be 2 kills in 20 minutes again.
If you somehow only die twice in 20 minutes, someone is not playing the game correctly with this composition.
I mean, absolutely. I look like the pure amount of kind of mobility and just engage options you have for PSG makes me feel like you are looking for heavy, heavy skirmishes. BDS on the other side, they're looking to try and just kind of set up around objectives. You've got 2 control mages effectively with the Taliyah and the Syndra, so you're looking to try and, you know, kind of zone them off from any kind of big fight.
And while it's still a more traditional composition, the game plan here for BDS is radically different. This is not scaling in 3 lanes, surviving. Let's see if we can win by doing nothing. Turns out they could not win by doing nothing in the previous game. So this time you have Renekton in the early game, you have Syndra, strong early game champion, as well as the Kalista. And they have completely flipped the script into early game. And even Taliyah is extremely fast, clearing and moving around the map and trying to make things happen. And you have set up in all 3 lanes now to land follow-up flicks. So this is a very, very strong comp out of BDS. And we have seen just yesterday the fact that they can actually turn the gears and actually go for these early game compositions just yesterday with the Kalista.
Absolutely, and I think that this is, honestly, for me, I know it sounds like a redundant statement, but in a best of 5, this is a massive moment for BDS in terms of the champion pools, in terms of what they're able to bring out. If the Kalista doesn't come out and smash, all of a sudden, Game 3 becomes almost impossible to look at. Where do you go? Where do you look at? So they need to hit the ground running. They need to start smashing people in these phases and just trying to build that confidence back.
Yeah, you got to find your footing in a series, figure out which champions are working, which lanes that you are winning to then build appropriate game plans moving forward. And they basically lost across the board last time around despite, you know, getting first blood. So this time around, we'll have to see where they want to put their resources early, which lane they feel like they can get advantages in for BDS. Otherwise, they might be staring down a quick 3-0.
They might be staring down a quick 3-0, as you can see. BDS immediately going on the offensive with the Taliyah and the Nautilus. Does make a hell of a lot of sense, but I think that, yeah, PSG, they're well aware for it, but they're not going to be worried about that one whatsoever.
Always loved the Nautilus rush strats level 1.
We'll see now what he's able to do with it, but don't forget, you can connect your League of Legends account with Prime Gaming to grab the exclusive experimentation emote. Get yourselves, you know, emoting is a massive part of the LPL.
And hello, Arcane is now lore.
It is
officially.
It's all canon.
Canon, that's what I meant. Yeah. The lore is canon from Arcane, whatever.
Yes.
English, who cares? It's a
not
very
like the English broadcaster.
It's a flexible language.
It is. But I saw a lot of people were getting mad about that. I understand why, but I like to think of it like the Legend of Zelda lore, where everything is canon, every single game is canon, and it's just like timelines and stuff, you know?
Yeah. There's
just flex it all about.
Yeah, Emily Rand always tweets about this Macross guy. He has a very similar perspective where it's all just retellings of things.
Yeah, you know, and all the space stuff is real as well. The Star Guardians versus the Nemesis.
Sure, why not? Anything can be lore.
You can tell. Can you tell I'm prepping myself for a very slow early game?
Yeah, we are. The last game has conditioned us.
Was it a little too much, a little too obvious?
We might have been conditioned from the previous game to prepare lore topics.
Yeah.
We came up with our podcast list for this game. Should it be slow? But this time around, it should not be. If we have a slow game here, drastically incorrect play of these compositions.
Yeah, it's an objectively incorrect way of playing these compositions, but I like the little bit of aggression we saw there from Azhi on the top side, just kind of scouting out, making sure he knew where Sheo was starting off with. Good, decent ward there as well. So they're going to have a pretty decent idea of where this lead is going to be going and how they're going to be able to react to those moves.
Yeah, bot side should definitely be your strongest lane. Like we said, they're set up everywhere, but the one that is most obviously winning early on should be Crownie, and clearing down to him makes sense. JunJia does not want any part of that 3v3, so instead he's going up to protect the Jax on the top side potentially. And Jax into Renekton is pretty comfortable matchup. Like any Renekton matchup, if you play it poorly, the Renekton can punish you, but he does have a fair amount of matchups that skill-wise the other side should win.
That's the thing as well, was just Sheo moving maybe a little bit aggressively in this bot side, but I already love, you see it there on the bottom right, there is a little ward there in the tri-brush for the side of PSG, so they will know exactly what's going on should it be any kind of shenaniganery in that bot side. But I mean, good from Sheo to kind of say, right, where did the poppy start? We actually got no information on JunJia at the start, so they get that for themselves.
Yeah, they had one of their traditional BDS kind of aggressive level 1s thrown in there as Azhi trying to go for Demolish proc took probably a little bit more damage than he wanted to. Adam doing a good job jumping on top, punishing him for trying to walk through the wave. And because they kind of show bot side, Azhi knows there's absolutely no one to punish him for doing this, though, so going for a little bit of cheeky, dirty farming there, grabbing that wave away and keeping pressure under Adam.
I mean, you're level 4 on the Poppy, as Nymera would say. That is a full build Poppy now at this stage. You've got a full build jungle Poppy is level 3, and that's it. You don't need anything else in your arsenal, but see, they want to kind of go for something a little bit crazy. I love the movement speed that JunJia's building in towards it as well. He's got the phase rush and he's got the blue smite, so once he's getting that fully upgraded, he's going to be moving around the map pretty damn quickly.
Oh, nice E by Maple, landing that after Nuke had burned his own disengage on the E. One of those kinds of mini games where the Akali can, at 6, have an easier job with multiple mobility spells sticking around, but pre-6, if you have the E up for Nuke, you are going to be just comfy pushing the Akali off of you. And right now, I think PSG are doing a good job understanding the power points. Sheo hovering around on the bot side of the map. Looked into the jungle, went back, cleared his jungle, and now JunJia making his way down here, but it is warded.
A lot of information available here to the side of BDS. Yeah, they'll have full now. Sheo is on the back side of this one here. And this is the thing, when you get this early in the game, it's more about who reacts afterwards rather than who engages first. And that can be a detriment to the side of PSG as they look for something. They're going to fully engage onto this one. Nice hook from Labrov. They're going to get the flick back as well. And JunJia, he's a little bit of a taxi there. Flash away by Crownie as he finally gets the Ren coming in. Wako getting a fair bit of damage put into him as the stones are struck into the back of his head. Hook lands. Oh, the lollipop. It actually brings him to his doom. Did not want to take that hook, a 1-for-1.
Had the mechanics, but maybe not the right call. They're giving the kill back after what was a very nice setup. Labrov is actually so good at interrupting other people's move lock, especially against the Rell. He did it all yesterday on the Alistar pick, and this time around landing the Q to buffer the chain CC, kept him alive and allowed them to win that initial trade, but then got a little too aggressive afterwards.
Yeah, just unfortunately
he was feeling himself.
Yeah, just a little too much kind of like, yeah, we did it, gonna amp it himself up, but it is important to note that both AD carries picked up those kills, and again, just really good read there from BDS, and a great ward, as we mentioned earlier, to spot out JunJia on that path bot side.
Yeah, I liked the play out of BDS, and it is unfortunate because if you can get the 1-kill advantage, you start snowballing this Kalista. This does keep Wako relevant. You also maybe could have farmed a plate in the 3v2 situation, forced JunJia to hover under turret. You know, there was a lot more that could come positively if they did not trade that 1-kill back. Sheo, you are level 4.
He doesn't have a flick back either. And this is where the problem will come in, a flash away. I mean, honestly, if Azhi flashes in on top of that, he probably gets the kill. No one was coming to save him.
No, he could definitely get the kill, just a question of if you get out afterwards. Instead, just happy to take the flash and keep his to play aggressively during lane phase. One of those
flash.
Oh.
Yeah, they're going to look for something there as very spooked out Mark knows what's coming in next. They're going to get a cleanse out of Crownie. They're going to be able to pop up the steadfast presence. Don't even need it. Wako picks up a second kill, and PSG, they're picking up the pace.
Yeah, both teams knowing that this is not your normal slow scaling game plan here, and putting a lot of pressure down on the side of BDS. PSG find Sheo in the jungle, and then while he's worrying about what's going on the top side of the map, JunJia has a clever path to get behind the bot lane there and set up a nice kill onto Crownie, who had no sums. That transfers over to this objective take. We'll see if they really want to contest this one, but going to be too slow on the map. Maybe just trying to land a Q over the wall.
Yeah, I was going to say Maple's already moving down, so there's not really much you can do about that. They're going to be able to get the flick back. Nicely done, but Sheo has no flash. He's nowhere to go, and that's going to be an easy kill to Maple. Sheo.
Oh, boy.
That's just not where you need to be. You just need to see that they're taking it and walk away.
Yeah, what do you, like, you're hoping for a 1 in a million. Somehow he doesn't smite correctly and you land a Q over the wall, and the risk versus reward payoff for that was not there at all. Gives a free one over to Maple, who you already have the bot lane moving a little bit. You got 2 kills on the Kaisa. You got Wako going. Here's his play again. Nice instant cleanse, but just too much CC available with the Rell and the Poppy. No flash means easy kill there. Wako grabbing that one back. So he's fed. Now you got your mid lane going pretty well as well, since Sheo's just hovering around and without the flash available, already taken off from the top side of the map. Azhi's getting his mid laner fed indirectly there.
Yeah, like straight up, that just comes down to small little plays we saw earlier. It's Azhi getting the push in top, which leads to an invade, which leads to a flash being burned, which then leads to a kill. It's just all these small little moments, all these dominoes, and you could see another one falling down, a second Nuke in a lot of trouble. The flash, ooh, nicely done there by Nuke. If he waits even a split second longer there, he's almost certainly dead.
Yeah, I wonder if Azhi could have just flashed at him and then had the Q for the follow-up. Not going to be able to work there, unfortunately, but still transferring that pressure around the map will give Adam some breathing room at least to grab some turret plates and some gold, but this is kind of the Adam treatment that you usually see. He's usually the one getting the push, moving into the enemy jungler, going to the mid lane, and here it's Azhi doing it, getting advantages for both his bot side and mid lane now.
And this is the thing, I think for Azhi, I feel like this is a great moment for him as a player because I feel like it's not, you know, kind of an understatement that a lot of us coming into this were saying Adam's probably the best top laner in the play-ins. Like, a lot of people are kind of saying this guy is going to be able to smash people in lane, and he was. But Azhi has stepped up magnificently so far this tournament, really showing his champion diversity, being able to make the right plays, the roams, his gameplay knowledge. It really has, honestly, been so impressive here from the PSG top laner.
Yeah, absolutely neutralizing, no, not just neutralizing, getting the better of Adam so far in this series, like you said. And even on his own team, regardless of the rest of the field, you hear more about Wako being absolutely crazy, him and Woody having a really, really good synergy between the two of them, and Maple, the veteran, the leader, the shot caller, so much
110 games!
Yeah, whoa! And then meanwhile, here's Azhi quietly kind of helping win the whole series for them right now.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think it was Ender mentioned it on, I think it was like day 3 or something like that, maybe day 2, is, oh, Sheo, you still don't have a flash and you were hit by an E, so now he's gonna get scattered the weed coming in. This, oh, the perfect execution does end up killing him off right there at the end. Nuke has no flash, and is he gonna get stunned in there? There's gonna be the shattering strike. And Woody says, I roamed up from bot, that's my kill. I mean, this is starting to snowball away right now.
Yeah, Woody's seeing a lot of death around and decides he wants 1 kill for himself. The bloodthirsty support grabs that one away. But it's feeling really good for PSG right now. The gold lead does not look nearly as bad as it feels watching.
Yeah, we're watching, waiting, seeing if they can go for something. There's the double hex flash. Nobody ever expects the double hex flash. You cannot slice and dice away. Woody once more, and Woody will get everything he wants. Now the gold lead's going to balloon. Mid and top are going to see plates going for both the solo laners.
Oh, Azhi's probably saying, what the hell, that should be my kill. Does not get this one. Wako playing super respectfully during this time as well. Maple's going to transfer the pressure down the mid lane to make sure Wako can step forward and actually grab the CS. And like you said, in the meantime, he can't be too upset. He is getting these solo turret plates for himself. And again, just such good transferring of pressure from around the map.
Really, really smartly done here by PSG, and this is the kind of gameplay we see from like the bigger teams within the tournament. I don't want to beg them up too much, but it is like the likes of the, you know, the LPL teams, the LCK teams. They come out and they just kind of make play after play after play, and there's just nothing you can do. You suffocate them out as Maple gets another kill, and desperation in the bot side. They had to throw out the Nautilus ult just to make sure Labrov didn't die.
Oh my god, PSG are running all over them, and Maple saying, I'm not just the old man, I'm just not the shot caller, I got hands too. He's playing Akali, making plays happen, landing these E's, putting so much pressure down on the map, and feels like they just checkmated BDS yet again here. They had all early game kind of focus out of BDS, and they are just getting ran over here.
I mean, just again, moment to moment to moment. It's not only just this one kill into Sheo. Nuke's now overextended, and then the rest of the team are coming into backup.
Yeah, and it's just, again, when plays flow together because you have pressure, it's absolutely disgusting. The fact that, okay, we catch the jungler out, we kill the mid laner, and then you just keep going topside because, again, Azhi has the push, so you can make these kind of shortcut plays, which should not work, where you're flashing through turrets to kill the Renekton, and it still works out for your side because you just are winning all over.
Just love the idea of, like, you know, double hex flash over the wall. And it's just like, what? No way this is going to be able to work. But I mean, again, look, Nuke, you just can't, you can't walk forward like that. You don't have flash, and this is kind of the biggest weakness we've seen of kind of the mages coming back into the mid lane, is that when they don't have themselves any kind of...
Oh, lordy.
Oh, I was going to say, I don't know if Azhi is the one being caught out right now. We are going to see the Fate's Call come in. Keeper's Verdict doesn't really do anything. They missed the Fate's Call as well, as Labrov taking a little bit of a trade back here. Finally, they will get themselves a bit of damage onto JunJia. They'll drop down the Rift Herald top side as well. But what can PSG do around this? Because all 5 members of BDS went top lane.
Yeah, they will at least probably be able to finish off this turret, channel some of that, or funnel some of that gold, excuse me, into Crownie, since they have the Rift Herald to drop as well. JunJia missing that Poppy knockback, but they're not done. They got TPs coming in.
They have a TP coming in. That's going to be Maple. He's a bit far away from this right now. Azhi taking a fair chunk of damage, but Crownie now looking for a little bit more. Once they get those Rens in, the cleanse was not really going to do anything, and now Crownie... Oh, he's a little bit, just too little little too late, yeah. And you can see it on the face cam right there. He is not having a good time.
No, tough game, but at the end of the day, not the worst thing in the world for BDS. They were able to get some kills, grab a turret plate or a turret back for themselves. Cheeky idea here for PSG, and I like how they are constantly looking for plays, and this is able to bait a lot of TPs. You start backing off here. If they land this knockback onto either the Renekton or just focus down Crownie so that these Nautilus can't get re-thrown in onto JunJia, they can maybe disengage that situation. Still only giving 1 kill back is not the end of the world. The turret blade drops, and then here, just like the punish coming in, split focus. Maybe they could have got either one. Sheo getting some damage onto Azhi, who did not even have his E available, so you can see how dangerous it is for Sheo in this game. Anyone can jump on him and kill him.
I mean, just like that, a flash forward and a bonk on the head. Imagine if he had a real weapon. And now Azhi, he's going to try and jump over the wall, but he's just a little bit too far away. JunJia going to take away the second dragon of the game for PSG, but it's getting all over the place right now. It's starting to get scrappy. Even Woody's taking away camps.
It's getting a little loosey-goosey here for PSG. They're feeling themselves. They have a big lead. They're getting their second dragon into the game. There's a lot of turrets still available for them to grab as well. Starting to work down this bot side one here as Adam is trying to hold on to it. Might be able to defend since JunJia is busy on the dragon, but we'll see how much work he can get done because already with the lethality build, Wako hurts.
Yeah, Wako hurts a lot. There's the MasterCard lane economy snapshot. I mean, it's kind of to me, to you, but the people who are getting the gold are the people who win. Labrov does throw out. Oh, the hook! Does put him in a little bit of danger, but he had Sheo on the backside of this one here. And I think the big thing for me is that you have a Poppy who's now a level ahead of Taliyah. That should never happen. There should never be a Poppy 20 CS ahead of a Taliyah in the jungle.
That's when you blame your laners. Yeah. Something went wrong. Definitely wasn't me. I don't know how this happened. You can see massive advantage for PSG. And of course, the most important one, Woody. Yeah. Way ahead of Labrov because of those kills.
Absolutely. Now we can see a big fight over this red buff right now. The Bramblebacks realizing he is the center of attention right now. While that was all happening, you put 5 members to defend the red buff, and bot lane goes down.
It is one of these situations where you cannot win an even number fight for BDS. So you have to bring extra members, but then if the enemy team respects the fact you have done that and just backs off, you have Azhi alone on the top side, and like you already called out, Wako on the bot side grabbing that turret, and the gold lead continues to grow just from a red buff pressure.
Brambleback's secret agent, but I mean, yeah, you're 3 levels down. Azhi, honestly, like, it just feels like if he just keeps himself in, you know, kind of away from the Jax, he survives.
Yeah, I also think he could have just ran up.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess Nautilus was behind him, technically cutting him off, but I think it's easier to run through a Nautilus than a Kalista at that point in time. Either way, he punished Sheo, taught him a lesson, said, don't throw rocks at me. I will murder you.
I feel like it's a very clear
he
threat.
Escalated.
Yeah. It's like a little kid just throws a rock at you. It's like, do that again and you will die. It's just like, whoa. Now Adam, I mean, he's got no magic resistance here. If Maple wants to take this fight, he bloody well can. Adam getting some 5-point strikes to the face. Does miss out on that one. The perfect execution. Gonna come in. Good flash from Adam to keep himself alive. But again, you're losing the dominance. You're losing the flash. And Adam getting this first pick on the Renekton, it's just not equaling into the kind of advantage he needs. Now, JunJia gonna have the steadfast presence to keep him safe and alive. But I mean, they're just permanently in BDS's jungle. BDS need to get out.
Yeah, this is such a painful game. It feels like for BDS, I will say, for how dominant this 16 minutes has felt. The gold lead is not totally insurmountable. And we have seen teams already at Worlds so far come back from worse positions than this.
Absolutely.
And so I do think PSG don't want to get too far ahead of themselves. Remember, you still have to play this game out cleanly. If you get into a dragon fight where you hop into this enemy team and you miss everything.
TP. They're already jumping on the Labrov and they're pincering in. They're pushing them on all sides. Sheo just goes immediately into stasis, but it's only to delay the inevitable. Maple picks himself up a 5th kill on this Akali, and this is just starting to snowball. Like you said, it's not insurmountable, but it's definitely not easy.
No, it is not, and welcome back to the PCS Maple. This is where you belong, let me tell you. Watching the LCS, he was a good player, but this is a way better performance out of him, back in his comfort zone here on the world stage.
Just doing so much right now. The carry's got the gold, they've got the towers to kind of boot them up, 3,000, 3,500. It's an infernal soul coming up in the next minute and a half to put them on soul points. It's just all slowing down, kind of moving forward. And the thing is BDS, like you said earlier about their composition, this isn't a sit back, hope you can get the late game. Your late game doesn't really come on this composition. Yes, it will be good, but it'll be just as good on PSG's side.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no one who's ever going to be able to 1v1 Azhi from here on out. You will have a permanent split push threat unless something goes horrendously wrong elsewhere on the map. And so, also with Maple this fed, you can go into these 1-3-1 setups that become an absolute nightmare. Wako starts ulting in from In the mid lane, you have these huge collapses that can happen, and just even compositionally from this far ahead, BDS's options are extremely limited, and it's basically hoping PSG dive a turret they shouldn't, overforce a Baron that they shouldn't. And to hit back on that Maple point, it's just really cool to see one of the most storied players in the entirety of League Esports return.
It's the tanks. Never mind, here comes Maple. Yeah, there's a flash away by Sheo. You talk about him, he wants more! Is he gonna be able to get it? No, he won't get the kill and he'll get out as well. Maple is just trying to style on him. One of the most experienced mid laners in the world. Really showing that he's not lost his touch.
No, not at all. He's got some movement there, using the E left in the Shroud to go for the assassination under the turret, but having his escape plan left over. Doesn't burn his flash despite how aggressively he was going in there. And yeah, I just think it's amazing to see him back here. I mean, he had his stint in NA. It was really cool to have him there. Did not have the synergy with his team, I think, as well as the best environment maybe to show his highlights. And it's cool now to see him return and not seem to miss a step at all. Immediately start dominating in this playing stage and looking pretty good to potentially return to Swiss.
And that's the big thing. Like, I mean, we're thinking of some of the mid laners that have been going over to the Swiss stage. You know, some of the biggest names, pretty much from every region. You've got Caps, arguably the most known mid laner from LEC. Faker, no introduction needed. Xiaohu, who's always been just always around. Like, and then you can add Maple to this mix. We are just absolutely inundated with exceptional mid laners. There's a fantastic ultimate to bring away the Nautilus. Crownie trying to run away, and he will get back to his support. He's doing enough, but not quite to keep himself alive. Now Nuke goes golden, but only to die a second later. A TP out by Adam. That should tell you everything about this game. Adam TP'd away and got stopped by the Poppy as well. They're all on the wrong side of the map.
BDS are getting hunted down in the river there. Another clean fight, no deaths handed back over, 13-3. Adam is alive. He has no clear way out, but I think at this point PSG has decided that the dragon is maybe worth more than Adam's life.
Wako has decided that the dragon is worth more than Adam's life. He will finally get it, and now we'll see Adam just being delayed.
Oh no. Keep your little pet crocodile alive.
They're just going to let him go as well. So, you know what?
They don't even care.
It's like, why me? It's just like, you can go because you're the message you sent back to the group and tell them what you saw. But I mean, look at this. What an incredible start for this from JunJia, just to completely get rid of the engage.
Yeah, knocks Labrov out, and Crownie almost made it back around. A nice flash to meet up with Labrov, who's then trying to peel him, and they almost got Maple, but just too fed, able to finish him off. And on the flip side of the fight, it was a decimated front line, like you said, with Labrov forced out. Adam's trying to get out of there, almost did it. Did eventually make it out. Again, the crocodile they deem not worth it. Maple
1v3, and he's still not going down just yet. He's got the rest of his team coming in. The 5-point strikes are on point. I don't think he can take on them just that much, you know, just willy-nilly like that just yet.
1v3 is a bit of an overstep potentially there, though, with his Shroud able to stay alive and keep pressure up. And, you know, game continues to march forward. The gold lead now, 6,000, 3 dragons in their back pocket, and Baron up means that sooner or later that will probably be going in their way as well.
And I mentioned it back in Champ Select that if this Kalista doesn't work, you are in a very serious problem here for BDS, because that was kind of your ace in the hole. When the Xayah's not available, you can go towards this. It looked exceptional the other day, but now it didn't. You know, 2-3-1. He's still fine. He's not. Crownie's not the reason that, you know, BDS are losing this game by any stretch of the imagination, but it doesn't feel like it's anything exceptional. And again, I have to praise PSG's prep. They've come in so well prepared. They've had a counter for absolutely everything. I mean, like, you'd think of the Kalista being picked up here, and PSG picked Jax and Poppy. What are you supposed to do as the Kalista?
No, absolutely. I'm not quite sure. It does feel like we said in draft, a little bit of a checkmate, knowing what BDS's pool is now, having seen multiple series that they've had to play through, and then having the answers. I mean, as much as you can say, oh, they're predictable, we know what they're going to do. People had said that about BDS when Golden Guardians was playing against them.
Yep.
Turned out they did not have the answers available, and here you can see PSG knowing what BDS wants to do, having champions that they can bust out in style on. The Maple Akali showing that he can answer the skill matchups when needed.
When needed, and I mean, like you said, they're just in a hole where they have to send multiple members every single time. Didn't even realize we still had a Rift Herald to be used in this game, to be perfectly honest.
When it was taken, to be honest.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't even see it be taken, but Maple back up to full health in this top side, has a Morello Nomicon alongside that rocket belt, and yeah, I mean, you can go straight for this. They will get spotted out immediately.
How do you get in, though? They're going to have to try, make it through blue buff, but it is an open path with the infernal map.
Yeah, a little bit more options available to them. Adam going to be not bumped away just yet. Going to get jumped on for the moment. They are trying to just see if they can catch on the Sheo. And if Sheo goes down, you don't have any contest whatsoever. He gets ignited. No look. Ignite from Wardy, and now he can really pick the target. Crownie is not allowed to play the game. PSG have not only killed BDS, they're burying them as we speak.
They're giving a memorial as they stand over the bodies of BDS, finding all those kills. Maple again, baiting in the entirety, having the stopwatch available to corral them all together, giving the chase down. Such a clean play here, as once again, it doesn't even need to be the cleanest engage. JunJia misses his ultimate. He's getting stunned up. He's just messing around with the Renekton. Maple's 1v3 eats the entire ult from Nuke, able to have that stopwatch available, and then the chase down. Wako is finally able to find the time to go in, finish off Crownie. And again, Adam, the Crocodile living.
I mean, his KDA is looking decent. I can't say the rest about the game, but you know, 0-1-0 isn't terrible. But I know. Look, we're trying to find some kind of fun moment in this because, I mean, you know, the Red Bull Baron power play coming out here for PSG. They're just smashing. There's no other way to put it. This is domination right now. This is PCS #1 saying, look, there is no more, oh, LEC 4th will destroy us. Not even a hope.
No, this is going into game 3 and having nothing working in either game to really fall back into. Maybe you go, let's go scaling again because game 1 wasn't this dominant at least, but BDS in trouble here. One more, why not?
It just feels so bad. I don't even really know what to say at this point. And for BDS fans, for European fans, I'm sorry that you had to wake up to this because this is brutal, Mark. I know we're independent observers right now, LPL, LCS, but this is not fun.
No, I'm not enjoying this. I'll tell you that. I mean, it is cool to see PSG styling. Not
incredible.
saying I'm not, happy for them or anything, but just the lack of competition in this game and the slow pace from game 1 has made it a very trying series, I think, for the European fan base to watch this right now and just wanting something more. After BDS had 2 good days back-to-back in their best of 3s leading into this one.
Yeah, and look, for BDS, this game is pretty much all but done unless something crazy and, you know, which in fairness, it has happened before. I have seen it happen. But they're looking towards game 3. And obviously, we've talked about it a couple of times. Their draft hasn't really gone into anything. I think we've mentioned it a couple of times now. Sheo's champion pool, Crownie's champion pool. It just feels like these small little things are what are really limiting BDS from having some kind of foothold in this series, and they're going to have to throw something out. I mean, do you just bring out the Olaf? I know we were talking about the God's Mean, but you need something. You need a lane to play around.
Yeah, the first pick Renekton has been something they've done throughout this Play-Ins, and it looked okay, but here, like you said, Sheo getting pushed off the tanks, this has not looked like it. The Kalista that worked yesterday also falling apart. So, I mean, you're gearing up now for a long, hard-fought reverse sweep if you have any hope. And that is quite a mental hole to dig yourself out of after a shellacking like this.
Not only that, but you've after played 3 best of 3s basically back to back to back.
Yeah.
This is a long thing. This is the thing. Everyone's talking about how amazing lower bracket runs are and how awesome they are. There's a reason why they're amazing, because the actual mental fortitude and physical kind of endurance that you need to go through to do that many games on a highest stage is exhausting.
It's exhausting.
I'm exhausted thinking about it.
Yeah, you end your day, you immediately go into a pick ban meeting for the next one. You have to VOD review things that you haven't seen. Yeah, like you said, probably do a round of scrims if anyone's up for it.
Yeah.
You know, it can be exhausting when you have to play day after day after day, and BDS had a great run going, but coming up short this time around. Also, the difficulty of losing early on in the double elim is you wonder about who your opponents would have been on the flip side of the bracket playing Gam, who did look a lot better early today. So not to say that they necessarily would have won or anything, but it is one of those times where you're always playing the what-ifs in your head.
Yeah, literally looking at the what-ifs of the world and how it's all kind of coming together. But what if PSG were to throw it, huh?
What if PSG were to 5-man the fountain?
Yeah, I mean, and give Crownie all the kills, huh?
I've seen it before, not on a professional stage.
I've seen it on a professional stage.
Oh, no.
The LPL's got 17 teams of widely varying quality. But it happens, unfortunately, when you start to dilute the pool. But Super Minions now and bot, you got doubles coming in. Crownie going to be the one to deal with that. I mean, it's your last hurrah really here for BDS. You need something, anything, and it has to come from anyone on your team. Honestly, it can happen, but it will just delay the inevitable, feels like, because you're dealing with doubles in every lane.
Doubles in every lane. Infernal Soul finished off as well. They're just going to sit here and wait, see if BDS want to make a play, or they'll just let them end it.
Here we go. They're going to look for it. There's the knock-up. They're only right back onto their base. They're going to use the Talia wall, but Adam dies for only the second time. Through the wall, the turret goes down. They do get the Fates call down on top of Azhi, but he is just too damn tanky. Sheo goes back onto his fountain to survive, but PSG 2-0, and they're not even breaking a sweat.
They heard the complaints online, the slow game one, and they said, we got you, and immediately deliver a smackdown onto BDS, running over them that game. Final kill count up to 19, couldn't quite get there, 3 and 19, close to nice, not there.
Not quite, not quite, but I mean,